Hello there my fellow whole table heroes, and welcome to another Swaga video. Now CG announced the next Grand Arena season 7, and we got some details about the feats and what type of Grand Arena will be. Now whether you like it or not, we have 3v3 Grand Arena. I know this can get a bit tricky sometimes because we're used to going 5v5 and we know our counters and everything, and in 3v3 some teams work slightly differently if they're not full team, and because we don't really have it so regularly, what happens is that, at least I personally, I often forget what I did the previous Grand Arena, how my counters rolled out, and for that purpose I created on my YouTube channel a 3v3 counters playlist. So this was when we had the Grand Arena last time. I recorded battles using different teams, just for the future reference, as now I can go back and look at the counters that I use and which one worked well, which one didn't. I'll post the link to this playlist section in the description of the video below, so check it out if you're interested, and subscribe to my channel, because now with the new 3v3 arena I'll again start recording, and I'll be adding more videos to this list. Okay, now let's go back to the post. So as you can see here, CG, aside from announcing it's a 3v3 arena, they also showed all the feats and on what date these feats will start, but for some reason they're not in chronological order, so it's a bit hard to track which one's coming up, and it just like blobs of text that's hard to read and go back and refer to when Grand Arena actually starts. So what I've done was this morning I very quickly put together a web page, which again link will be in description below, where I listed all the feats for the upcoming Grand Arena season, and as well suggested some teams that can be used to achieve those feats. So this is the page. Obviously this was a very quick one, so it's by no means the most beautiful page out there, but it's simple and clean. It does the job for now, and if people like it and find it useful, then I'll definitely look into improving it and as well adding more information on it, but this will do for now. So as you can see, Grand Arena Championship Season 7, the format as mentioned is 3v3. The theme for it, which CG said, is Empire Strikes Back, and it starts on 11th of May. Well, I guess depends, maybe if you're I don't know, in a different time zone, it might start earlier or sooner, but for me, being in Europe, it will start 11th of May at 11 p.m. Alright, so which is tomorrow. So the feats that CG prepared for us, I'll just go through them quickly, and maybe talk about what teams can be used to achieve those, and if certain feats are not quite clear, try to clarify them so that we know what to expect. Because often in feats we need to use the characters we normally don't use, so if you know in advance, you need to maybe gear up some of them if you want to achieve those feats, or at least put some decent mods on them that they'll be usable at least. So now the first feat, starting on 12th of May, is Wars Not Make One Great. So what you have to do to achieve this is defeat 12 enemy units with Grandmaster Yoda. Now this should be fairly simple, because you've got Yoda relicked up, and you should, because he's a key character in any Jedi squad. This should be straightforward. Now the team I kind of suggested here is with Bastila Lead and Hermit Yoda, so because they can both call Yoda to assist, and he will hit hard, get lots of turns, so he'll have no problems quickly dispatching the free characters on the opposing team, as long as it's not like Gas or Darth Revan or God forbid Galactic Legend. So this is one of the teams that could work well to help you achieve this feat. Generally in 3v3 I like to put Yoda with Basti, and then with JKR actually use Ezra, because Yoda hits so hard here that he doesn't need any other attacker, whereas the combination of Jedi Revan and Ezra works really well too. Okay, so that's the first feat, straightforward. Find a nice Jedi team, put Grandmaster Yoda in, and boom. So I guess The thing is that CG didn't really confirm how many days you will have to achieve these, so it's really anyone's guess how long this will be active for. But you know, hopefully should be active for maybe at least 2 weeks, because you have to defeat 12. So we'll see. Alright, so the next one, starting on the 12th of May as well, is Hoth Veterans. Now this one basically, you have to win an Grand Arena battle using 3 units who fought at the Battle of Hoth. So here I listed the qualifying units from CG's forum post, so you can read through if you want and see. Now some of these probably many of us don't have geared up, like Leia Organa, both Hoth characters, Captain Han Solo, and while these guys we might have geared up, well I have them on gear 12. See, like troopers, just 3 of them, they don't really do enough damage that you can just use them standalone, and Vader without Palpatine, again, I don't know, an Imperial probe droid, I don't know. So anyway, the squad I suggested here was because you just need to win 1 Grand Arena with any of these units, right? It doesn't mean like you have to win multiple battles, it seems. You just need to win 1 battle. It's kind of the team I kind of suggested here would be these guys, so the 3 rebels. Well, it depends, I guess, what team goes. If you need a bit more firepower, you could maybe swap out R2 and put Chewbacca in there, but I just like to keep Chewbacca in 3v3 together with Han Solo, and then create another rebel team with Commander Luke, because then you get 2 solid rebel squads in 3v3 rather than, you know, chunk them together. So definitely in here, just, you know, see what rebels you have and, you know, put something around Commander Luke, because I think he's the only decent leader in here for 3v3. Alright, so the next one, so this is probably week 1, 12th of May. So in week 2, 19th of May, we will get a feat called You're Gonna Need a Bacta Tank. And you need to inflict healing immunity 30 times. Now it says attempt, so I guess if it's resisted, then it counts as well. So that's useful, I guess, because otherwise it would say inflict healing immunity, but it says attempt to inflict. So from wording here to me, it seems like you just have to try and apply it. If it gets resisted, it will still count. So I put together a few teams that apply healing immunity. Now the first one is Rey. So in this team only Rey applies healing immunity, so you know it'll take some time, but this is a strong team definitely. Now next one, if you look at the bounty hunter team I put together here, they all apply healing immunity. So Jango applies it on his special, Boba applies healing immunity on his special, while IG-88 applies his healing immunity on his basic attack. So this team, I think, you know, could very quickly help you reach that feat. And then I put a Sith team together as well. Against all these 3 characters can apply healing immunity as well. So there you go, there's kind of, you know, suggested teams how to quickly achieve this healing immunity feat. So another one, starting 19th of May, is the Spirit of Companionship. So in this one, you just have to win a Grand Arena battle using Old Ben and R2, and the 3rd character can be any. Now because both of these guys don't really pack much offense, what I was thinking, maybe just put Nest in there, and then you can with R2 expose Nest and go into stealth with Old Ben and R2, and then Nest can just, you know, solo everybody, and as well Nest being exposed and the other 2 characters hidden, potentially, you know, they wouldn't get hit and you could get a high banner win. So that's kind of my suggestion, but again you could put in, you know, CLS as well or anybody, but my thought was, well, if I have to use these 2 guys together, then maybe somebody like Nest. Or you could put Malak or Gas or anybody that can solo the whole team as well, you know. It's really up to you. Okay, so now we are moving onwards. Cold weather combat. So that's starting on 23rd of May. And this one is this is probably the worst one. You have to win a battle in Grand Arena using both Hoth characters, so the scout and the soldier. Now both of my guys are like gear 8 or something, I don't know. so they won't be able to do anything. So again, just put it with Nest or with Malak or Gas, just a character that can basically solo the whole team, so that will carry the battle for you. So for example, I just put Nest in there because I'm thinking that probably Malak and Gas will have to be used to go up against some of those meta teams, whereas Nest could be easily used in this battle here. Okay, so another one starting on 23rd of May is Adventure Excitement. A Jedi craves not these things. And you have to win a Grand Arena battle with Hermit Yoda and Luke. So obviously Luke's got leadership, so I would put him in the leadership slot. And then add Ezra, because he's a rebel and a Jedi, so he can benefit from both Luke and Hermit Yoda. And he's an attacker, he hits pretty hard, so this could be quite a good offensive team. And Commander Luke can recover protection, and Yoda can heal up, recover protection, so this potentially could be a really high banner win if you would go with this team in there. But again, you know, can be anybody. These are just kind of my suggestions, my way of thinking, what I'll try and attempt. Alright, moving on, 25th of May, we've got the Imperial Supremacy feat. So this one you achieve by defeating 12 enemy units in Grand Arena with Empire units who fought at the Battle of Hoth. So I listed here the qualifying units that's CG specified. Now this one, I don't know, I just find it hard. Well, I guess you could put Veers, Snowtrooper and Stark. I just don't know, do they have enough firepower to like burn through somebody, because Trooper usually you need like all 5 of them so they can get a kill and turn meter train going in 3v3. I'm not really sure if they could do much, so maybe the team I will at least try is use Palpatine lead and with Vader and Imperial probe droid, and then obviously, you know, time all the hits with Vader so he gets all the kills with his Culling Blade. But you know, another option could be with troopers as well, if your troopers are good, and if your enemy is weak, then troopers could do it as well. So that's why I list the troopers down there as well. That's another option. So kind of keep troopers together, and then you're left with Vader and probe droid, and I'm like, well, Palpatine is probably the best lead for this team. I could do Throne as well, but just thought Palpatine for the turn meter game, you know, would be really good. So the next one on the list is Unlearn What You Have Learned feat. So it's starting on 26th of May, and to achieve it you need to gain bonus cooldown recovery 30 times in Grand Arena. Now this bonus cooldown recovery 30 times is a bit confusing, I have to say, because what does that even mean? Does it mean reducing cooldowns, resetting cooldowns? Then why say bonus cooldown? Just say reduce or reset your cooldowns 30 times. Why they use this wording is a bit confusing to me. So I went on to Swaga forums, posted a question, see if I get any answers back. I didn't get anything official from CG. There were just a couple of members who said, oh yeah, just go on, you know, swaga.gg and you can filter characters by reducing cooldowns and then, you know, take it from there. But some of the characters from this list, they reduce others. They reduce enemy cooldowns, so I don't think that counts as a bonus, right? Like Nihilus, Darth Revan, they don't reduce their own cooldowns. So yeah, I don't know exactly. And then as well, when I was going into the filter section, I also found one filter that's resetting cooldowns. So I don't know, I'm just assuming that characters under reset and reducing cooldowns, they all kind of apply, because both of them count as a bonus, either resetting or the reduction, at least in my opinion. But what's confusing is that this list is a bit funny, because Ezra doesn't reset his cooldowns, he reduces by 1. So why is it under resetting cooldown? So I think Nest as well, she doesn't reset. So I'm not sure about these lists exactly what they cover. But based on the little research and communication on the forums, I assume that this basically covers both cases. So when you reduce your cooldowns and when you reset your cooldowns. So the first team on the list I think will be very good for this feat, because under Jedi Training Ray lead, whenever Resistance ally uses a special ability, they reduce their cooldowns by 1 if they're not debuffed. So with free resistance characters there, you'll be quite quickly able to you know, knock quite a few of those out. Now the next one, I think clones are also good because General Skywalker can reduces his own cooldowns, while Rex under his unique other clone trooper allies reduce their cooldowns. So you've got two characters here that will be reducing their cooldowns. Now the next one here I put is Traya, Nihilus and Malak. Now Nihilus there is optional, can be really any Sith depending on who you're facing. But if you look at Traya and Malak, they both reduce their cooldowns. Well, Malak really resets his cooldowns, whereas Traya reduces cooldowns on her special ability to another Sith ally. So this could be, you know, very good team as well. I mean, obviously you could split Traya, Nihilus, Malak in separate teams, but for this case, like when I try to achieve a feat, I just like to build a team that's totally focused on that feat, to make sure that, you know, this really happens. Another one that's interesting one is the Rebels one. As mentioned before, Ezra reduces his own cooldowns on one of his special attacks, and if you have actually Hera geared up here, she's a good leader instead of Luke, because as well on one of her special, when she calls an ally to an assist, if that ally is Phoenix, they get their cooldowns reduced by 1 as well. So that could be a good option, but I don't have a geared up, so I'm like, fine, Luke is a good leader here, and I'll use 3PO because whenever allies have 3 stacks of translation and if 3PO uses his basic, cooldown reduced. So, you know, they've got two rebel characters there that can do that. And finally, you know, there's First Order, because they're really the absolute best team when it comes to reducing cooldowns, resetting cooldowns. They've got so many characters that can actually do that. Now the team I here put together is Hux, Kylo Ren and First Order Officer. Officer, on his special attack, he reduces cooldowns on First Order allies. Kylo Ren can as well reduce his own cooldowns whenever he's being hit, and Hux can reset another First Order ally cooldowns. So you've got 3 there, but you know, you could put some other First Order character in there, like First Order Executioner. If with his special attack he kills an enemy, he resets his cooldowns, but that's kind of like a conditional one. He actually has to kill somebody, whereas these 3 guys, they don't have to kill anybody to reduce or reset their cooldowns. And then as well you've got the new Sith Trooper, the red one. He as well resets his cooldowns, but that's only if a First Order or Sith ally is killed. So ideally you don't want anybody killed, right? So I'm thinking that this team, if you want to really focus on achieving this feat quickly, would be a good one. Alright, so now we're into the June already. Here we go. So we got Tundra Predator, so it's on 2nd of June, and you have to win a Grand Arena battle with Wampa. Now this is a team that I actually often use in Grand Arena. I like to use these 3 guys because Basti, with her leadership, basically Jedi allies, they gain bonus protection, and Wampa, on his special AoE, he gets himself bonus protection. So it's really good in 3v3 because, you know, it often allows you to get out of the battle with maximum banners, as well as having Yoda in there for extra healing. And Wampa here is your really big damage dealer, so Yoda can call him to an assist and add Grandmaster's training on him, so he hits harder. Then Basti calls him to an assist with her buffs, so he hits even harder. So this team is like, you know, if you really need to take somebody out and just smash them, I really like to use this theme a lot in 3v3. Prepare your men, starting on 6th of June. Win a Grand Arena battle with General Veers and Snowtrooper. Yeah, this one will be harder. Now, obviously you try to do kind of a trooper lineup here, but again, just having 3 troopers, they don't really do that much damage, I think. But if you have a geared up range trooper, then, you know, that might be a good team to use. I don't, so to achieve this feat I'll probably use Veers, Snowtrooper, and just one of the solo characters like Nest or Malak or something like that, unless there's like, you know, a Gear 11 Phoenix team or something, then they can take them out. I don't know, but if you got range trooper, I think he would be a good option there. And another one, 6th of June. Just soon kiss a Wookiee. I wouldn't want to kiss a Wookiee, guys. Oof, too much hair. Ugh. Alright, and to achieve it, you need to win a Grand Arena battle with Leia Organa and Chewbacca. Now, my assumption is a lot of us don't really have Organa geared up because she's not really that useful in this game. But Chewbacca is a good character, and whenever you use Chewbacca, you want to put Han Solo in there. So basically, those two in 3v3, they'll be able to carry battle themselves. They don't really need Leia, even if she dies or whatever. It doesn't really matter. They'll be able to win the battle for you. So I think this is a very good combo. It's a no-brainer, really. If you got Chewbacca, you gotta put Han in there, right? And we have come to the end of all the feats that CG announced. Usually there are other feats like, you know, win with an undersized squad, clear how many territories and things like that. Those are just like standard feats that are present, I think, in every Grand Arena. These are just specific to this Grand Arena. I think actually the feats this time are not that bad because, you know, Rebel faction is quite strong. So except sometimes the Empire battles maybe would be a bit trickier, but I don't think, you know, it should be too difficult to achieve these feats. I mean, as always, you know, guys, prioritize win over feats. Feats are nice to have if you have the opportunity. Otherwise, you know, always go for the win if you want. That's why if I'm going after feats, I often like to first let my opponent go first, just to see, do I need to maximize banners, or, you know, I can afford myself to, you know, go in with both Hoth, Soldier and Scout and get them both killed and still win the round. So I think that's pretty good. So there you go, guys. I know this video has been maybe a bit longer than normal, but my idea kind of is this for going forward. If people find this useful, whenever new Grand Arena season is announced, just preview those, what the feats are, maybe suggest some teams, talk about different counters as well. Anyway, guys, as mentioned before, I'll put the links in the description below, so scroll down and have a look. There'll be a link to this web page here, where you can, you know, anytime come back and review it, see what's coming up, so you can prepare your characters, as well as link to my YouTube channel directly to that playlist section where I have 3v3 counters in there, so in case you need to use it for reference when you're setting up your defense, planning your offense, or, you know, you go already, you're in Grand Arena and you're not sure exactly how to approach certain team. Of course, you know, with every Grand Arena there are new teams coming up, especially with 3v3, so make sure to follow my channel because I'll be uploading more as I go along. Who knows, maybe I'll even encounter a galactic legend in 3v3. I think that'll be fun, but if I do, I'll attempt, do my best. I will record and of course share on my channel. Thank you for watching, guys, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.